Hi, I'm Rick Dancer. Welcome to Get Real with Rick Dancer and Explorigan with Rick and Kathy Dancer. I know, we're doing so many things now, it's crazy. So on our television show this month, I want to show you some really fun stuff. We were recently hired by Toyota Northwest. They're a big sponsor of a bike ride called Reach the Beach. It starts in Portland and it's 101 miles or something like that to Pacific City, and it all goes to help with lung cancer, lung disease. It's for the Lung Association. And so we have some really interesting folks in that show, and I really want you to see this story. Kathy and I have done this ride for, oh my gosh, 15 years or something. But this year it was pretty darn special. Also in this show, we recently visited Oregon's Adventure Coast, which is Coos Bay, North Bend, and Charleston, and we had a blast. So we have kind of an overview wrap for you, and then coming up after that, we met this guy who's a captain of a ship we were on, and he has taken an old tuna trawler, or excuse me, a shrimp trawler, and made it into a pirate party boat. And wait till you see what's under the hull, under the deck. We were freaking out. It's awesome. And then we're going to take you out to Spin Reel, and we're going to go out on the newest thing and out on the dunes to hit the road. And a slingshot, which is those like Batman mobile cars that you drive. They let us drive one of those as well. And then finally we have, last month we showed you the Illinois River Valley. We put together a wrap of everything together, and we really want to show you that because we loved our time there. If you haven't already discovered Get Real with Rick Dancer on Facebook and Instagram, you need to go check us out because we're doing a lot of really innovative stuff over there. And our Exploring series is it's the backstories of rural Oregon. Kathy, my wife, and I are traveling all over the state to little towns to find out what people in the rural areas feel, to show you their food, the places to stay, and the adventure. And that's over on Facebook as well and Instagram on our Exploring the Backstories pages. So get involved on those. Check them. Every time we do a live, you will see it. We're actually heading to Baker City the first part of July. So you'll be seeing something from there coming up probably August or September. So again, we appreciate your business. We love the fact that you love our show. We have you come up to us on the streets and you say, thank you so much for doing these things. We wouldn't have it any other way. We love Oregon. We love rural Oregon. And we want to make sure that it's not just the big cities that are getting the voice. All right, so thanks for tuning in. Enjoy, and I'll be back next month with a whole nother show. I'm not dead. That sounds like something interesting.
I'm having a beer. That's all I know about.
God, she is so easy, huh? I mean, good night.
This is the 29th year of Reach the Beach. We're known as the kickoff to the Oregon cycling season. We are the second largest fundraising event for the American Lung Association nationwide, and we're known as the best supported ride in the Northwest.
So who is this you're riding?
For my father-in-law, Larry MP, and this year especially for Maricel, because lung cancer is something that nobody should have to deal with and struggle.
We're going to have 2,300 riders on the road this year.
We're here for clean air, so go Toyota, supporting clean air, and we're here because of our good friend Rory Weinstein, who died of stage 4 lung cancer. My own mother, who died when I was just 21, my mother-in-law Helen, who's currently hospitalized with COPD. So there's a lot to fight for here, and we're just part of it, fundraising to help the American Lung Association do education and research in the fight for clean air.
So we start the Century Ride in Portland, Oregon, and then we hit Carlton, which is 70 miles to the finish. Amity, which is 55, Grand Ronde, which is 25, and then we end at Pacific City at the Pelican Pub on the beach.
My name is Adriza Mirza, and I'm the CEO for Icelandic Glacial, and Rory was on the sales team.
I think you can see this.
Oh, we've seen you guys. Yeah, we've seen your team out here before.
So the company he worked for was Icelandic Glacial Water, and they're now sponsors of the team as well. And in Iceland, they know that the unicorn is a real thing and not a mythical being.
My name is Karen Costello, and I am here with the Icelandic Unicorn Cruisers. There's about 30 of us, and we are riding in honor of Rory Weinstein.
I'm Kelly, and I'm Rory Weinstein's wife. We were married for 15 years.
Hi, I'm Tristan. I'm actually Rory Weinstein's stepson, and it's just amazing to see the impact that he's had on everybody's life.
And it's a personal deal. Every single one of us these days is touched one way or other by airway disease, lung cancer, COPD, asthma, and the problems are getting worse. This affects millions and millions of Americans, many more globally, and it's a disease that's really worth fighting to overcome.
Lung disease is the number one cancer killer of women, which a lot of people don't know about. They always think of the other cancers, but unfortunately it's the number one cancer killer in women.
It's the fact I can do it is why I will do it. It's something I can pour my energy into. And when I'm suffering a little bit going up a hill, I think of all those people who suffer with every step they take every day, where climbing a stairway is hard, where anything that I take for granted is hard. I can suffer a little bit for them, but I can also raise money and fundraise for them. And it's great to see 3 teams at the top of the stack today fighting it out for first place, everyone raising money for this fight against cancer.
We'll end up raising about $750,000 by the time everything's said and done after today.
This means we're going to kick in the butt of cancer, and we're going to make sure that other people don't suffer what he suffered, that other people don't lose their loved ones and family members, and that's what we're doing. We're going to get rid of cancer in our lifetime.
I think I might cry. I don't know. It was pretty overwhelming. Just thinking about it's a cathartic experience when you have somebody you're writing for, and it's pretty humbling to see how many people came out for him.
We all know somebody that has had lung disease, that is maybe currently fighting their battle with lung disease, or maybe has recently lost their battle with lung disease. We want to honor them today and remember them today. We ask you to please take that flower and place it gently in the ocean, and you can have your own time, private time, to say goodbye.
I feel that if we stop talking about him and stop thinking about him, and I mean this event in his honor, it keeps him alive. It keeps him alive for all of us, and I don't ever want to forget him or the positive impact he had in my life or the lives of so many people.
I look at it and I just get inspired. I see people with their badges and people riding in the memory of people that they love. It is absolutely inspiring. Especially we need a lot more inspiration in the world now.
I can't bring him back, and I get full of tears when I think that he can't be here with us, but this is what we can do for him in his honor and in his memory.
What I will tell you, about our food is that we prepare everything from scratch. So we make sure we hire people that have the passion for making food. That's one of the ingredients. The other one, we make sure that our recipes, they use the ingredients that we tell them to use. And before we put it into the market, we make sure we test, try it. What I love about this business is the people. I'm a people person, so I love to interact with people, and I love to make people feel good.
Every month, Abe over at Ranchito Grill gives away 2 free dinners to some lucky winner. Now, all you have to do is go in there, have dinner, put your name and your phone number in the little bucket underneath Rick Dancer TV, and you will be eligible, and you might be a winner for 2 free dinners from Ranchito Grill.
There's one of the tall ships. I think that is the Lady Washington, the first. And there she is coming into Coos Bay, North Bend. $268 million a year is brought to this area, just this area, via tourism. And Oregon's industry brings $12 billion, more than $12 billion. So this really is a major industry. And welcome to Oregon's Adventure Coast, Coos Bay, North Bend, and Charleston. And what you see are the tall ships.
So this Lady Washington, our Lady Washington, was built in 1989 in Aberdeen, Washington. She just had her 30th birthday.
This is better than Disneyland because it's the real thing. You got the wild ride, you got the beautiful scenery, you got the beautiful Pacific Ocean. You have over 236,000 acres of sand to play on. The Slingshot, that's our baby. That's the one. You want to see the Oregon coast, you want to see the redwoods, you want to go to Crater Lake, that's the one to see. You've got 360 degrees of open view around you.
We grow trees really well on the South Coast. And we were just talking about that. These are probably about 40-year-old trees, 40 to 50 years old. That's a really fast rotation compared to other parts of the state. And part of what we're trying to show people is that timber is sustainable. It's one of those things that we cut them down and we plant again and they grow back up. And it creates all sorts of different habitats for wildlife.
I'm John Knudsen. I own Knudsen Towboat Company. At one time, they were the transportation system around this area. We didn't have roads, we didn't have bridges, we had ferries and we had boat. They would haul school children down to the schools downstream from Allegheny and Delwood and then take them home at night. Yes, third generation. I've been doing this for 47 years and now my son's involved and my son-in-law, Dax.
It was a commercial fishing boat. It was a stern ramp dragger when I bought it.
So why a pirate ship?
Why not? There you go. Answer your question with a question.
Where are we going, Janice?
Arr, matey. This is the coolest ship ever.
I think this is Janice. She's our friend. She runs Oregon's Adventure Coast, and we were talking with Brian about the tourism. This is huge.
It is huge, and it's one of our economic development opportunities. And I think that there's a lot of people who don't realize how beautiful the South Coast is. They go to the Central Coast, they go to the North Coast, and they just haven't discovered us yet.
This is probably Coos Bay's most famous citizen, runner, U of O runner, Steve Prefontaine. And
hi,
this is Linda Prefontaine.
Hi.
So this is Steve's sister.
Yes.
So just 2 of you?
I have an older half sister.
An older half sister. Well, good afternoon. I'm Rick Dancer. Welcome to Exploregon. And you guys, we are at the Coos History Museum. Relatively new addition to the town. That's really good.
Thank you.
Do you think with all that, there's a lot more natural food places and farm to table kind of places like you're showing up down here, aren't there? And you're probably only going to get more because it really isn't. It isn't the Coos Bay North Bend that I grew up in. And there's a lot of food choices, a lot of new beer choices, and the old standbys are awesome too. We've been to all kinds of places down here, and you guys all work together. That's what we left. When Kathy and I left last time when we were here, we were so impressed with the fact that you guys don't seem to be proprietary. You guys were here with the tribe, Confederated Tribe of Coos, Lower Umpqua, and Sayusla. And whenever a ship comes into the port, it was customary, you guys would welcome it, invite it into the area, So that's what the ceremony is about. You guys, welcome to Oregon's Adventure Coast. And yeah, I have kind of a soft spot for this place because my first television job was here in 1985. And I'll tell you what, it has changed a ton.
We're that blue-collar neighborhood great place to eat. It's one of those, you hear the old story. If you want to know a great place to eat, stop at the local gas station. The old days, you'd roll down your window and, where do I get a great burger, a great steak? I'm going to go grab some roasts and bring them out, and we're going to cut some steaks. We don't get anything that's been frozen or shrink wrapped. So it comes to us fresh in a big primal and never frozen. And that's really adds to the flavor, and the juices are a lot more prevalent there. We want to make sure that we get the product after 28 days and then bring it into our back door, and we can age it then more if we need to or less, but we get a much fresher product. So that all of our steaks are at least 1 inch thick. Nothing more frustrating than going to a steakhouse and getting a kind of thin steak. I grew up in a community where there was lots of hunting, and my dad just loved to be a butcher, so he would go in and work with the local meat processor there, learn to cut. He just showed me, and just from cutting game. So we grind all of our own burger each day. So I think Sentinel Steakhouse is defined by the fresh cut USDA choice. We take it and we have seasoning that we've had that's been in existence for over 50 years. Again, it's from back my hometown, and we put on a really good hot grill and serve to you on a warm plate and a nice cold salad, big portions, and keep it simple, but keep it really good quality, good product.
No, it was a commercial fishing boat. It was a stern ramp dragger when I bought it.
So why a pirate ship?
Why not? There you go. Answer your question with a question. I don't know, just because it's a creation. That's what it is, creation. Yeah, let me open it up. I've owned this thing for 11 years. So yeah, it's a continual project. I just got done reworking the aft cabin, made it a livable stateroom. I got the boat listed over right now. I'm touch-up painting the side. Come on. Kick it.
Oh my gosh.
There's crap everywhere.
This is so beautiful. You guys, so Ronnie built this himself. Not the boat, but he took what was a shrimper.
I'll show you pictures of it, the before and after, what it looked like before and after.
Does it ring?
Oh yeah.
So, when you started the project, did you have something in mind?
Oh, I knew exactly. Yeah, it turned out exactly how I wanted it to turn out.
Oh my God.
You gotta have a plan when you start any project.
What are you going to use it?
I had this up in Florence for a couple years.
Wow.
It was up there.
This is so cool.
I'll show you.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
This is what it looked like the day I bought it.
Okay.
This is completely different than what it looks like now, obviously. Had to see this stern ramp in the back, so nets would come up the back of the boat.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
God,
you cut it all apart.
Janice, look at this. This is what it looked like before.
This is the day I bought it, that's what it looked like.
That's amazing.
Cut it all apart in my backyard up there where I live.
So it's
put
a
whole new stern on it. Yeah, I've had retirement parties, birthday parties.
Is it for sale?
Yeah, you got how deep are your pockets? Everything's for sale. I'm for sale.
But is it for rent?
Yeah, that's what I did with it up in Florence. Had dockside parties. It worked pretty good.
And would you take it out? Do you have sales?
Yeah, it's just so simpler to leave it tied to the dock.
Yeah.
It's just insurance-wise, Coast Guard-wise, everything.
Well,
it
what
just
a fun place to have
creates
a retreat
lot
for
easier.
like the Oregon's Adventure Coast, huh?
Indeed. I can think of a lot of things we could use this for.
God, this is like the coolest
So I'm going to need your
I'll show you something down below. Hold on, just stay right here. I'm going to open the top so it lets some daylight down. I say if you're adventuresome and you want to challenge stairway there. Come on down below.
Let's go. You saw my wife. She went up in the tower of that thing.
Climb up there with the birds buzzer?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping the bird wasn't there.
I feel like I'm in Mikhail's name.
It's a little, like I said, I'm transferring water, so it's got a list going in it right now.
It's
not normal. Yeah, you can kind of get a feel that it's leaning this direction. That's just because I'm touch-up painting. This is cool.
Oh, jeez. What?
Yeah,
Oh, you are no way.
Oh, wow.
Is that
I've had 20 people in here.
It's a hot tub?
It's just no water in it. I don't want to put water in it unless I'm going to use it.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. You guys you've never been in a pirate ship with a hot tub before?
That is so awesome.
That is big enough for... Look, there's a little bedroom.
Nice little cozy bed.
Wow. I want to stay here next time I come to Oregon's Bay Area. And you guys look, this is the outside. So we're literally
Made a big circle.
on a party pirate ship. Look at, made out of an old shrimp boat. Unbelievable.
Credibility is huge. I mean, you put the facts together and you tell the story, the complete picture, then that builds your credibility. Trust is key, because if they don't trust what it is that you're doing every single week, then they're not going to subscribe to the paper, they're not going to buy the paper, they're going to look for other sources to find the news that they want. The best way to stay informed is pick up the paper, and if it's not in the paper, let us know that it's not in the paper so we can go find who we need to get that story. It is about them. It's about the community. That's what the paper is. It's the community paper for Cottage Grove.
Okay, you guys, so Rich has decided to let Kathy and me take the Batmobile because we want to make sure that this is a good prize for one of our winners. So we want to make sure that our winner gets a good prize here. So Ron said we could take this thing out. So what do I need to know?
Well, this is a very simple machine. It's a actual roadster.
Batman and Catwoman.
Oh, Catwoman, yes.
What did I do with my sunglasses? Oh, there they are. Okay. I got my sunglasses. Okay, so we put the helmet on, and then, so this is just like an old stick then?
Yep, it's got a clutch down there. It's got the brake.
Okay.
And you'll put the brake on the clutch to start it. It's got one wheel in the back, two up front, so it rides a little different. It is a 5-speed manual transmission with a GM motor in it. It's absolutely beautiful.
All right, when was the last time you had to do this when you drove your car?
True. And these are our little sport rigs. You can take these up and down the coast, zip the corners. These things are a dream to drive.
That's pretty dang fun. We need somebody doing some video of us. Out slow, remember? Out. Slow, 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 slow.
They're a big kick. And yes, you are Batman. This is a part of the Polaris Adventures. This is what we're doing out here with the slingshots.
And so Noel Nash and his wife purchased the Cresswell Chronicle. You're from Connecticut.
Moved here from Connecticut.
You moved here. You're
My
from
wife
where?
and I are actually from Miami, Florida.
So what brings somebody from Connecticut to Cresswell, Oregon to run a small town paper?
So I spent about 30 years in newspapers all over the country, Rick. I moved from all over Florida to Alabama, Nevada, Utah, ended up at Dallas, Texas at the Dallas Morning News, and then I had an opportunity to go to ESPN, which is based in Bristol, Connecticut. So
now what did you do for ESPN?
I was the vice president of the Stats and Information Group. So any piece of data you saw publicly, a clock, a score, a statistic, on TV, the website, the bottom line, on your phone, was coming from my group.
So what do you want to do with the I mean, a lot of people think newspapers are dying, and big newspapers are having problems, but small papers actually are doing pretty well.
It's a completely different market, right? It's unique in differentiating content. It's content you can't get anywhere else unless you have a local paper. We know the larger papers aren't covering smaller communities anymore. They don't have the resources to do that. And so having a small paper and sort of being the only game in town is still a very good business model. People need information, utilitarian information. They want to read about their neighbors.
And they want somebody going to the city council meeting because they don't have time to, and telling them what's going on in there, because that's super important. As a news guy,
yes,
that's a super important thing that we are losing.
It is. And we have a terrific reporter, an editor, Aaron Tierney, who sits through hours and hours of council meetings and board meetings to make sure that people are informed about the most important issues in the community.
Now, you guys are going to be putting out a survey because you want to know, there will be some changes, but you want to know what the community wants their paper to look like. So you're going to really listen to these folks.
That's right.
Well, good afternoon. I'm Rick Dancer, and this is about as real as it gets. Get Real with Rick Dancer is about stories. She's also a power lifter, so watch.
Okay.
Ready?
All right. Up. Now put your arm up in the air like you're riding a horse. Woo!
Oh my God. Real stories.
As I come out of this, people are noticing, oh, you seem to be different or better.
Your stories. In town.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half to get to the Bohemia saddle.
It's not a job, it's a lifestyle. And I like that. You're by yourself, you're out in the woods.
It's about events going on in Western Oregon. Asking questions others won't ask. I'm just going to make the point. So he's a veteran. He served our country. And this is how we serve him. That's disgusting. So Cody, why are we standing in front of Shopco in Eugene on Chad Drive? And I'll tell you what, the stuff is awesome. Exposing your business to viewers in a way that builds reputation, relationships, and respect.
Concept.
So, can you show me, you guys, I want you to see how real this is. So, Johnny is actually got an ankle bracelet. So he is on parole?
I'm on probation presently, and I'm currently on house arrest.
Get Real with Rick Dancer, live on Facebook. Isn't it time for your business to get real?
Cause you know you're a cute little heartbreaker, Renee. Yeah,